Promised Neverland Season 1, S tier. Season 2, never happened. We'll just leave it at that, because, yeah, no, we don't even. Everyone's talked about it to death. Second season was despicable. Its existence should have never fucking happened. I wasn't expecting to get so pissed off in this tier list, you know. There's a lot of memories I'm remembering now of how like, much hatred these animes have given me. Jesus Christ. The despair when I was watching season 2, and I figured out they went off the manga. That was despair, the definition of it. Alright, Goblin Slayer. This one is really weird. If you've seen the first episode, you've seen enough. I finished it. Goblin Slayer is like a kind of a cool character. You know, he's a bit mysterious, but I mean, it was just goblins like brutalizing women and him saving them, and goblins are bad. And I'm Goblin Slayer. I get the goblins, motherfucker. I don't even know what to say about it. It was kind of just C tier. No, D tier. Fuck this shit. Mid. Prison School. This might be fan service at its peak here, but it's still hilarious. I mean, like on the first watch, it's pretty funny. At this point, you know, these jokes have gotten old, and like I've gotten a bit older now, but it's still funny though. It's still funny. I have a B tier. There's just too much fan service though. Like, my lord. Psyche K. Okay, I know a lot of people watch this and they didn't fuck with it, but I thought this shit was so funny. I don't know if I'm just like a nerd or have like a bad sense of humor, but I thought this shit was so fucking funny. Like, I was dying laughing most of the episodes. It was just so over the top, so stupid. Just the essence of stupidity in a show, and it just worked. I loved it. I'm giving it S tier. That's like the best comedy anime I've probably seen. Food Wars, like another comedy anime. It's fun, you know, like, I mean, what else could you ask for than you make a plate of food and a lady's, all of her clothes fly off because it's that delicious. That's wild. That is a concept, is crazy. I mean, it gets old though. That's the problem with me. It gets old. Like, you know, after this third season of people orgasming after every meal, you're kind of just like, all right, this gimmick is getting old. But I mean, they still do like make actual dishes. They talk about cooking. Like, for a cooking anime, it's probably as good as it's gonna get, I would assume. But I don't think I could give it more than like B tier. And the fan service is just ridiculous. But it's still good. It's a shonen though, so it's kind of generic at times. Fairy Tail. This was the first anime I've ever watched. I watched the movie on like DVD, and then I looked it up when I finally got a phone when I was like 12, and I just watched the entire thing. And oh, like, that was peak as a 12-year-old. I loved it so much. I literally lived and breathed it for like an entire summer straight. I loved it. So it always has a special place in my heart. But, you know, as a show, it is a little bit lackluster. Falls short in a lot of areas. And they really bank on the friendship. You know, like, with the power of friendship, I will come all over you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not... But it always has a special place in my heart. I'm going to give it C tier because I feel like that's actually what it deserves. In my heart, it's S. My romantic comedy Snafu. This one's good. It's good. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't like it, but I fucked with it. It was an interesting time in my life when I watched it, and it kind of changed me a little watching it, because I felt like the main character a bit. Like, I felt like a little bitch. And watching this kind of gave me a bit of perspective on that. I really liked it, actually. I'm gonna give it B tier. I'm not into the romantic comedies, really. I'm not. It's not even that funny. It just kind of hit home at the time. And I know I put fucking Fairy Tail in C tier, but like, this shit is at times it's decent. All right, Dr. Stone. I watched the second season. I didn't fuck with it as much because they weren't pressing the science as much. You know, that's what I was watching it for, was all the science. But now they just kind of like, it's plot driven. If I could give the first season, I'd give the first season probably like A tier. But the second season, it fell off a bit. I'm gonna have to give it B tier. I haven't even finished it. I will need to finish it, but from everything I've seen, it was B tier. My girlfriend is a gal. See, this is, dude, I watched this because I was bored. I was hanging out with my friend, and we were like, dude, let's put on something to laugh at. I laughed at it because it was so bad. That's for sure. I mean, God, this shit sucked. You know, I'm a very indecisive person. I'm realizing here. I've got a lot of ums in here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ums, but not a lot of bums. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had some more bums in here. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, I did it again. F. Demon Slayer. Why is this in here twice? Demon Slayer. C. Animation. S. Fights? S. As a show? C. The plot is so boring. I haven't seen the new season though. I mean, it looked boring. It was just them training and shit. I don't want to fucking watch that. The characters are generic. They all just have a trope, and it kind of works though. Like, the tropes work together a bit. It is entertaining at times, but I mean, it's just so mid. Like, if it didn't have good animation, it would not have done good. I promise you. And this makes me think, if fucking Black Clover had this good animation, it would have been like the best-selling anime ever or something. Come on. Naruto. OG Naruto. I was just rewatching this actually, and it is dated. It is dated. The pacing is bizarre. And they say the randomest stuff, the randomest camera angles. The soundtracks are fire. I mean, it's just such a classic. It's such a classic. I feel like I can't give it any more than B tier, but like, this was probably the second anime. Yeah, this was the second anime I ever watched, and it was so good. And like, the ending fight was S tier. There's so many S tier moments throughout this show, but as a show, it fell short in a lot of areas. I'm just gonna give it B tier. I feel like that's a good, comfortable pick right there. It's kind of another big shonen anime. My Hero Academia. Who doesn't know it? Who doesn't know all the Deku Bakugo porn that's released on the internet daily? Like, holy shit, the fandom of this show is despicable.
Todoroki, Midoriya. Wait, why are they both shouting each other's last names? They're fighting about which last name they use when they get married.
You know, the fandom just should not be real. It shouldn't exist. It's so toxic. It literally ruined the show.
Leave me alone!
I haven't seen the new season. The first two seasons are like A tier to me. Fucked with it hard. Even the third season, like with Overhaul, was good. I mean, the festival sucked. I didn't like the fifth season, like, at all. There are new episodes coming out. I need to watch them. But I haven't seen the new season, the sixth season. But just from the first 5 seasons, I'm going to give it B. It cannot be more than B to me. Mushoku Tensei. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, and I know I sounded like a white girl, but this shit's fire. This shit is fire. I mean, it's really uncomfortable to watch because the main character is a genuine piece of shit human being, but that's kind of the appeal of it in a weird way. Like, that is the appeal in his character arc. I haven't seen the second season all the way through yet, and I don't really want to. Like, it kind of got boring. The first season was really interesting, but then it just, I don't know. This shit is pretty fucking weird. I mean, I can't even deny it. I'm gonna have to give it. I'm gonna give it a C tier right now. It has no. It deserves a B. Honestly, it's good. There's a lot in B tier right now. Psychopaths. Oh man, the first season is great. For a while, the ending was not good. I didn't watch the other seasons because they were so weird, and the first season left off exactly perfectly. I mean, why I'm surprised they even continued it. It didn't leave off perfectly. There was a lot more that I wanted from it, but it left off. I don't know. It should have left off there. I'm gonna have to give it Psychopaths. Fuck, I don't know. Like the first 15, I think maybe 20 episodes, they're so good. I loved them. It can't get more than B tier though. It can't. I'm sorry for everything that's like in here. Oh my god, prison school. But Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai. People loved this when it came out. It was so popular, and this woman was everyone's waifu. I just didn't like it very much. It was so boring. Like, it was the definition of a mid romantic comedy, I think. The concept was fun enough to bring it up to C tier, but then all the characters and how the plot played out made it in C tier. It made it live there. So yeah, Plastic Memories. This is a better romantic comedy, I think. I haven't seen it in so long, but from what I remember and all, like, how I felt about watching it, I think I'd give that B tier. What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh, Heaven's Lost Property. F. Worst show ever. It's literally the main character gets a waifu big titty girlfriend that grants him any wish he wants, and he just pervs on her the whole time and makes stupid wishes, and he's just a genuine piece of shit, and he gets other waifus along the way. It was so popular when it came out. It was such a 2000s anime. I don't know. I was into the harem, sorry. I was horny. I was a horny man. I can't even deny it. I was a horny teenager, alright? And anime was scratching my itch, but this, I can't give it. It's bad. It's really bad. F. Tokyo Revengers. You know, it started off, like, cool, but these motherfuckers are not in middle school, alright? They are not. They are massive. The way they're fighting, the way they're talking, what's going on, these game battles, they are not in middle school. I'm sorry. It's not real. The fuck, what middle school are you going to? And the Takamichi, I think the main character's name is Takamichi, he's a little bitch. He just cries the whole time, he doesn't even fight. He just takes hits. Mikey's lame as fuck too. Fuck Mikey. Mikey. I'm sorry, I can't. This show it's just painfully mid. At times it can like get up to B tier, but it just overall it was kind of mid. I'm sorry if you fuck with it, but I can't. High School DxD. I watched this when I was a teenager. All right. It's not a recent watch here. I was like 14, and then I watched the seasons as they come out. So I was like 16, and it's so funny. It's so fucking funny at the time when you're a teenager, but like rewatching it now, it's weird. It's a bit weird. The fan service is ridiculous. This is like one of the most fan service shows ever, and with a high budget too. I mean, the fights are kind of sick. Like, he literally powers up off touching a woman's boobs. Like, that's wild. That is a crazy concept, and it's so funny. But I can't, dude. I can't give it more than like. Okay, 14-year-old me would have given this B tier, so that's what I'm gonna put it in. But it's not my opinion right now. Okay, it's literally just fan service with stupid jokes, but it's perfect. No, I gotta put respect on its name though. It's C tier. I'm sorry. Fuck. Keijo. I'm sorry. I've seen this. Okay, I'm sorry. It's literally, if you haven't heard of this, I watched it when I was like 14, disclaimer, I watched it when I was like 14, okay? It's literally an anime, a sport, where there's like a ball, I think, and then they like pass the ball around with their butt or their boobs, and then they like bump each other too, like to get them off. This show was literally created for fan service. It was spawned in for that purpose. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, you know. Because I was 14, you know. I mean, what's not to like? This is great. But even my 14-year-old ass couldn't even get past like episode 2. Because it's so bad. It is genuinely the worst show I've ever seen, probably. It's with Data Live. Like, Data Live had some sort of substance. Like, it was like 0.01 out of 10. This is a 0 out of 10. Soul Eater. Dude, the openings are so good. Just have to throw that in there. The second season was filler, and that made me depressed because I love this show so much. Just like it was a personal favorite of mine. The design, I mean, it's very a product of its time for sure, but I still really liked it. I'm gonna give it B tier. It just can't get any more than that. Just because the ending was filler, like, they need to make a remastered on this shit. And it sucks because the second season, the opening is so good. Jujutsu Kaisen, a recent banger, the recent shonen fucking overlord of anime. I mean, When you think of anime, like, you're like, oh, what's anime like? People just put this on. Or you know, like, when people think of anime, they just think of Jujutsu Kaisen at this point. Like, how they used to think of maybe Attack on Titan. Or not even. Like, this is shonen. The fights, the humor, animation, everything, like, it's dominating right now. And for good reason. This is crack in a show. It's cocaine. You watch it, and it's pure stimulation. It's so funny. The anime, everything about it, it's just like, it's heroin as a show. But, you know, if the animation wasn't there and it wasn't, like, produced so well, like, the actual substance of the plot and shit, it's just a little, he's really missing the mark, the author. I don't even know the author's name, but he's really missing the mark on a lot of shit. And the pacing was a bit too quick for me. The second season was literally just all fights, which is awesome, but I need some, like, why are they fighting? Why, like, give me some plot, please. Please, like, I never thought I would have the best animation studio in the world animating a whole season of just fights and not like it. Like, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't. Toradora. You know, this is a weird one because I watched it in, like, one sitting when I was 17. I just sat down and just finished it, and I really liked it at the time. I was super into romance. I was hopeless romantic is what they call them, and so this was filling my void a little bit here. But I mean, it's good though. Like, in all the romantic comedies, or not romantic comedies, but just as a romance in general, this is like an OG. This probably set a lot of the standards of modern romances and shit. But I mean, she's just so annoying. She's always brutalizing this man, just beating his ass all the time. This is literally domestic violence, okay? I don't support domestic violence, but it's still good. It's still good. Kinda. Ugh. No, it's C tier for me. Like, I just don't fuck with the romantic comedies that much, man. Like, it was good at the time. Like, when I watched it, I fucked with it. But in retrospect, it's not that good.